Morning. Good morning, Virginia hunters and hunters from around the country. It's 90 days thinking about this election. We need to rally the people and come together as one. You know, I wish there was a chance at a third party constitutional law-abiding person could become president, and maybe one day they will. Plug for Copenhagen. Anyway, just going through a bunch of videos this morning and listening to all the gobbledygook on there. Watched a video of the militia that went to Louisville as a security detachment. I think that was a Ford Fisher video. He was there videoing it. He is a journalist, freelance journalist, lives in Northern Virginia, DC. But anyway, he was there with them, and I gotta fix the back on this chair here. That's the wrong button. There we go. I'll get one of them right here in a minute. Anyway, a little rainy here, rainy Friday in Virginia. I guess it's going to rain all day. Got caught in a rainstorm yesterday on the bike, and yeah, it pretty much sucks riding through a thunderstorm on a motorcycle. So, I'm taking the truck today. I learn. I'm a fast learner. Oh man, I think my feet just dried out this morning. Boots were soaked, but whatever. It's all fun. It's all fun and games. Anyway, talk about coming together. I know I got my own political beliefs, and I don't fault anybody for theirs. I used to be a diehard Republican because I thought that the Republican Party stood for what I stood for, which was, you know, baseball, mom's apple pie, Chevrolet, or whatever, you know. But they're just as bad as the donkeys, right? Elephant or donkey. It's pin the tail on the elephant, right? Because that's they're, like I said, they're not any better than the Democrats. They say they are, and they talk a good game, but they're not. You look at Mitch McConnell and all them wishy-washy people up there and career politicians. That ought to be an indicator for anybody. If someone is a career politician, I think that's what's wrong with our political system. You got people that get up there in Washington, get power, and they will not relinquish it. It's insane. But we need a strong third-party candidate, libertarian, constitutionalist, limited government. We need to take back the House. We need to put term limits on these people. We got to stop this crap. You know, watched a video this morning that kind of hit it on the head. There's a movement out there called Walk Away Movement. And the walk away movement is geared toward black Americans walking away from the Democratic Party. And I hope they do, because the Democratic Party is the party of slavery. The Democratic Party imposed Jim Crow laws to prevent black Americans from being able to stand up on their own. They created do you know when the first gun control law was created? Jim Crow. That's right, to prevent black Americans from owning firearms. It's sad that, you know, Biden said it the other day, politically the black community is not diverse in their thoughts, that 90% of black Americans will vote Democrat. Tell I've been watching these videos right on. There's a pile of them on there. I share with y'all. You know what else came along in Jim Crow? Marriage license. Do you think George Washington and Martha had a marriage license? Nope. It was a law to try to prevent the mixing of the races. It was a racist law. The marriage license. Or you had to get a blood test. The only way you can get a blood test is if you get a skin color check at the same time, right? It was a law to prevent the mixing of the races. Share this, please, by all means. And don't believe me, look it up. We all need to come together as Americans. I don't care. Green, brown, black, white, I don't care. It does not matter to me. The only thing that matters to me is that you love your country and you'll stand and defend your country. You know, I gotta give a shout out to the NFAC leader. He can rally some sheep, I'm going to tell you that. He's got numbers out the wazoo, and he's got them all bamboozled. Bamboozled. You knew he was a candidate on the Democratic Party for president, right? He did a little campaign. He didn't go very far, but he was a candidate. Well, I'll put it this way. He had announced his candidacy for president. Can you imagine? Because he's an idiot. And I'm not saying that. I'd like to sit down and have a conversation with him. What's the end state? What's the goals? You know, I got to call out BLM now. It just keeps coming. The thoughts keep coming, thinking out loud. You know, Black Lives Matter has got the black community bamboozled, thinking that by raising the fist, they're standing up for their beliefs. Look at some old communist propaganda videos and you'll see that same clenched fist. Workers unite. That's what it is. It's Marxist. So So if you think BLM is raising money to help the black community, take a look at their donation list. You don't have to believe me. Go to their website. I'm just telling you. They're giving their money to multi-millionaire politicians. They're giving their money to people like Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders is a communist. So they're taking your money and giving it to people that own mansions. I don't own a mansion. If I raised money, it would be to buy boat gas so I could go fishing. Or maybe buy a new deck of cards to go card playing with. So, do your research on this BLM before you jump all in there, liberals. Sheep. I watched another video this morning, kind of recapping my morning with my coffee outside, looking at the water and the storm clouds. But this other video kind of concerned me. Truckmaster's YouTube channel. Go check it out. So here's a guy that buys some sights and stuff for a super soaker. And then also turns around and buys these high flow oil filters, fuel filters. He owns a diesel shop. He orders it off the internet. And then he gets a visit from Homeland Security. Think they ain't watching? They're not doing anything to the protesters. And this guy didn't even think about misusing a fuel filter or an oil filter. He didn't even think about it. He actually works on diesel trucks. That's what he does. The country's in trouble. More so than that, being in trouble is the destruction of our ecosystem and our climate. You look at what's going on. There's a glacier in Italy melting, and they're evacuating people. France is on fire. Permafrost is melting in Siberia. Perma means permanent, right? Methane gas is being released by all this at a faster rate than anybody ever thought. And methane is contributing to the warming of the environment. I don't know if we're going to make it, folks. It ain't looking good. You know, the wife and I had a conversation a couple weeks back when it was really hot here in Virginia. And I'm like, I remember being in Texas and it was hot. But it was Texas. Is it hotter now in the summertime? Because I never remembered Virginia being that hot. Very scary. I don't know. Loud turn signal. But think about all this. We got to come together as Americans. All race, color, creed, sexual orientation, all that, blah, blah, blah. You know why they say all these things? They have all these movements. The LGBTQ is one community. The African American is one community. The Latino Americans are one community. The illegal aliens are a subset of that Latino community. Division. If you divide classes of people, you can create dissension, animosity, toward one another. When you do that, it's easier to control the people because they cannot unify as Americans. That's the reason. Want to talk about unity? Let's talk about Virginia. Let's talk about the 2A sanctuary movement in Virginia last September, October, November, September, October, November, and December, and January. The 2A sanctuary movement unified over 100 counties, towns, and municipalities, unified under one goal and one purpose: to create a Second Amendment sanctuary within the state. That showed unity. But it took all of us freedom-loving people, us freedom-loving Americans, us freedom-loving Virginians, to do it. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of road time. I traveled the state going to these things. Absolutely as many as I could. And we did it. Now, for what it's worth, it didn't really do much. You still got rights being trampled on by Northam the tyrant. Got a special session coming up. Pay attention. They're going to jam that magazine ban and that assault weapons ban, whatever an assault weapon is. They're going to jam it in this next special session. You watch. I promise. It's coming, people. It's coming. That's a lot. That's a lot this morning. Everything is going on. Who's bought groceries lately? Yeah, how about those prices? And if you think that's bad, just wait. America is that close from being a full-blown socialist country, which will completely destroy the rights of Americans. There will be a day soon in this country when you will have to forfeit your property. You won't be allowed to play cards anymore. Or will that be the day when the people, we, the people, say enough is enough? Because I don't like my rights trampled on. And I respect the rights of others to believe any way they want. That's unique. That's so unique about this grand American experiment. And the genocide of Planned Parenthood continues every day. So the anti-gun Marxist crowd claims that over 40,000 people are killed every year with firearms, which the majority of that is suicides. And there's a lot of ways out here, folks, to commit suicide. You don't have to use a firearm. It just makes it a lot quicker. Right? But people are going to continue to kill themselves. They have for millions of years. During the Great Depression, there were people jumping off buildings. Look it up. I think it's sad that our country has deteriorated so bad that I have to carry my American Express card with me everywhere I go. There was a sign at Wendy's the other day that said, due to the national coin shortage, we ask all customers to either use your card or pay with exact change. How do you have a national coin shortage coupled with a pandemic, coupled with a systematic shutdown of the greatest country on earth? How come you're not hearing any more news about COVID around the world? You're just hearing about it here. Remember, it used to be Italy, China, Italy, Europe. But no one's talked about COVID in Africa. I wonder if Africa has a coin shortage. Random thoughts again, you know. Come together. One of our founding fathers said, if we fail to stand together, we will surely hang separately. Keep your powder dry. Sic Semper Tyrannis.